Join me as I dive into some chilling neighborhood horror stories that are so scary, I'm challenging myself to see if I can make it through the night without getting freaked out. Today, I want to talk about something that I think we can all relate to, the idea that our neighborhoods, the places we call home, are supposed to be safe havens. But what if I told you that sometimes, these seemingly safe spaces can hide some truly terrifying secrets? Fear and distrust can creep in even in the most ordinary of neighborhoods, and it's often the people closest to us who can be the most sinister. We've all heard the phrase "you can't choose your neighbors," but what if your neighbors are hiding something from you? Something that could put your entire family in danger? You might think you know your neighborhood like the back of your hand, but the truth is, there are always secrets lurking just beneath the surface. And sometimes, those secrets can be downright terrifying. The worst part is, you never know when something might go wrong, or when someone might snap. We've all seen those perfect suburban neighborhoods on TV, where everyone is friendly and waves at each other. But in reality, those same neighbors could be hiding some dark secrets. The truth is, you never really know what's going on behind closed doors. There was a woman who lived in a small town in the Midwest, and she always thought her neighborhood was safe. That was until she started hearing strange noises coming from the house next door. At first, she thought it was just the wind, but then she started hearing whispers. Yes, you heard that right, whispers. It was as if someone was standing right next to her, whispering in her ear. As she dug deeper, she discovered that the house next door had a dark history. A family had been murdered there back in the 70s, and the house had been abandoned for years. But what really freaked her out was when she started seeing movement out of the corner of her eye. It was as if the ghosts of the murdered family were still trapped in that house. Then there was the case of a man who lived in a small apartment complex. He always thought it was weird that his neighbors never seemed to come out of their apartment. They would order food online and have it delivered, but no one ever saw them. It was as if they were ghosts. One day, he decided to investigate and discovered that his neighbors were actually being held captive by a cult. But the scariest story I'm about to share with you is one that will leave you on the edge of your seats. It's the story of a small town in the South where people started disappearing one by one. At first, the police thought it was just a series of random kidnappings, but then they discovered that all the victims had one thing in common: they had all moved into their homes within the past year. As the investigation went deeper, they discovered that the disappearances were all connected to an old, creepy house on the outskirts of town. It turned out that the house had been the site of a series of brutal murders back in the 1800s, and the spirits of the victims were still trapped there. But what really freaked everyone out was when they discovered that the killer was still alive, and living in one of the houses on the same street. These stories are truly terrifying, and they remind us that horror can lurk close to home. It's a sobering reminder that we're never truly safe, no matter where we live. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're still with me. If you have any neighborhood horror stories of your own, please share them in the comments below. And if you want more chilling content, be sure to check out my other videos.